The more clear you are about your dream reader, the easier your book will be to write. All right. Now, this video, we're going to discuss exactly how to find your perfect book niche. All right. I don't care if you call it niche, whatever. The point here is we're going to break it down. And I call this the KPP process. All right. The KPP process to finding your book niche. Now, as we get into this, I want you to understand that most people, when they write a book, they want to help everybody. All right. And I love that intention. I love that you want to help as many people, change as many lives as you possibly can. However, trying to help everybody solve their problems with one book is going to be the fastest way to confuse your people. And when people are confused, they do not buy, they do not read, they get bored. People want to feel that you are speaking directly to them. And so when you write a book, we want to have the right audience, because when you have the right audience, it's easier to create the messaging. When you have the right audience, it's easier to use that messaging for additional marketing purposes. And so it's really critical that we focus on one particular audience. Now you may say, Jake, hey, I got like 6 different audiences that I sell to. Well, it's gonna be very difficult to write a book to hit all of those different people. What I encourage you to do is figure out, well, what do you want to achieve on the back end? All right, what do you want to achieve on the back end? If you want speaking engagements, what topic are you going to speak on? That's ideally what topic your book would be about for that reader, okay? And we're going to talk about this right now in the KPP process, baby. But here's what it is, right? KPP. The K in how to find your book niche is the knowledge component. All right, so when you're really looking for your audience, you got to think about the knowledge. And the knowledge component is really around the concept of what do you know? Okay? What have you experienced? What have you already gone through that you've learned a lot about that you can teach somebody? Look, when I wrote my first book, I was 23 years old writing career development. I didn't know a lot about a lot of things, but I knew enough about career development and internships and resumes and networking to be able to help the people that were 1 to 2 steps behind me. So what did I know? All right. Also in knowledge, like I want you to think about, well, what have you already transformed yourself with? So what is the knowledge that you've learned, that you've implemented that has already worked? What are you more knowledgeable about than 90% of people on this world? There's probably something that you are more of an expert on than anybody else. But often, just because you are more knowledgeable than everyone else, you think it just comes easy to you and therefore it'll come easy to everyone else. But that's often not the case. And so things that you are more knowledgeable about, things that people are asking you questions, these are the knowledges, right? These are the things that you are knowledgeable about. What are you incredibly talented at? What do you do that gets people results? This is the knowledge, this is the K part of the KPP process. So once you've established what your knowledge is, you'll move on into the first P, which is people. And when you're writing a book, a big portion of the people is, well, who do you actually want to help, right? Like, who do you want to help? Because here's the coolest thing. When you write a book, when you start a business, it's not like you're working a traditional job or you're just a reader. No, this is yours. And so you get to choose who you write this for. You get to choose the audience of people that you want to help. All right. And there's nothing more rewarding than when you write a book and you have somebody in mind, and then that person somewhere around the world finds your book and then they reach out to you and say, wow, I felt like this book was written for me. That's what this part of how to find your book niche is all about. And the people portion. So you got to know your people. Who do you want to help? Well, who can you help because of your knowledge? Who is the best reader to read the information that you know? Who is the best person for you to teach your knowledge to? Have you already taught it to other people? What are those people like? What are their similarities? What are these people struggling with? What are their deepest desires? Are you helping these people move away from something painful? Or are you helping them move towards something pleasure? Are you helping them go from solving a problem? Or are you helping them go from good to great, great to excellent? What do they need help with? What is stopping them? What is holding them back? What are they challenged with? Where do they want to go? These are all things to think about when it comes to the people. Understand your people. Understand with your knowledge, who are the people that are best suited to receive that knowledge to get them that result. All right, so that's the knowledge and that's the people side of things. When you do this, you're going to start to find that there's going to be some things you might be like, hey, I'm knowledgeable about these 3 topics, but there's only one audience that I feel really comfortable about helping. There's only one audience that I know I can really, really serve. All right. And then the final P, and this is where we got to understand that you're writing a nonfiction book to grow your business and make an impact. And so the final P is profitability. Can you make money on this topic? Now, is there a demand? These are the questions to think about when you ask yourself, is this profitable niche? Well, is there a demand? Do people want what you have to offer? So this can very much be, have you already sold this? Are you already coaching on this? Have you already sold a product on this? Have you already given a keynote speech on this? All right, do people want what you have to offer? Are people constantly asking you about similar things? All right. Will these people pay for what you are creating? So think about it like this. Are there other people that are already making money on this topic? Competitors are fantastic. Why? Because they've already determined that there is a market. Now, all you have to do is give your views based on your experiences with your advice, and you can capture those customers. Okay. So that's a really, really great thing when writing your book. Is it's cool if there's books on your topic. That doesn't mean that you can't have a lot of success. As a matter of fact, it means that there are definitely readers out there. And most people who read don't just buy one book on a topic. They buy as many books on a topic until they feel that their problem is solved. And this is where you can stand out. So I don't want to hear from any of you who reach out, oh, there's already too many people. No, that's great. That means there are buyers waiting for you. Now they get to hear it in your voice. They get to see your style, your experience, your methodology, and that could be what changes them. So let's recap here. You have the KPP process. And yeah, I want you to think about it and say it like that. KPP process. All right. And this is what it stands for. Knowledge, people, profitability. And when you can do that, that will often help you find your perfect reader, your perfect book niche to be able to write a nonfiction book that makes an impact and grows your business. But now, I don't want to leave you hanging here. I don't want to leave you hanging because you're probably thinking about a lot of things. I want to start to think about, well, what comes next? Okay. Now here's what's really cool about this. Once you have a niche, because when you answer the knowledge, right? When you answer the knowledge piece, which is what do you know? You answer the people piece. Who can you help? Who do you want to help? And you answer the profitability piece. Is there a way to make money? You'll probably have one topic in mind. Well, now that you have this niche on this particular topic, here are 3 questions that you got to make sure to ask yourself to make sure that this niche is for you, to make sure that you actually want to be doing this. And here's the question. Number 1, do I like this niche? All right. You may realize that you've come up with a great niche for a great book topic, but you may say, you know what? I don't really want to help this niche. I don't really like working with people in this line of work. I'd rather work on something else. Great. Go back to the drawing board. Go through this process again. Number 2 is, can I help them? Can I help them? You better believe that if in order to write a great book, to then speak on it, then to get paid coaching on it, then to consult on it, you better believe that you better be able to help them. And the reader is not picking up the book because they like you or the title. They're picking up the book because they like what your title and your book can do for them. And number 3 is, are they able to and willing to invest? Right? So when you go through the KPP process, knowledge, people, profitability, this helps you fine tune and get very, very clear on exactly who your perfect book reader is. So look, let me go through this now for how I did my 4th book, Big Idea to Bestseller. All right. And if you haven't gotten it yet or you haven't seen it yet, you can get a free copy. All right. You can literally get a free copy. Click the link below. We'll send you a free copy of my book, Big Idea to Bestseller. But here's how I went through this. Knowledge. What do I know? Well, I knew a lot about book writing. I know a lot about how to become a bestseller on Amazon. I know a lot about how to use your book to get coaching clients, use your book to get speaking gigs, use your book for credibility. I've done this 3 times already, so I knew I had a lot of knowledge. I'm incredibly talented. I know more than most people about the self-publishing space. Do I know more than everybody in the world? Probably not. But do I know more than most people? Absolutely. Okay. And then I went to people. Well, who can I help? Well, I started thinking about, well, who am I already helping? I'm helping coaches, entrepreneurs, thought leaders, experts. I was like, okay, great. Okay, great. What do they need help with? Well, they don't know where to begin. They don't know how to write their draft. They don't know how to outline their book. They don't know how to take all their journals, all their thoughts, all their notes over the years and turn that into an actual outline. They don't know how to write a rough draft quickly. They don't know how to get their book edited, how to get a book designed, how to get a book formatted. They don't know how to actually, once the book's done, how to turn it into a real book. How do you get it onto Amazon? Right? All these questions, I know how to do this. I know that they're struggling with imposter syndrome. I know they're struggling with who am I to write this book? I know that people are struggling on where to begin. I know what their struggles are. I know that entrepreneurs want to grow their business and this is a great tool. And then can I make money? Well, I'd already been making money. People are paying me thousands and thousands of dollars to help them write, publish, and launch their book. And so when you think about that, that is how I went through the KPP process to ensure that my book audience for book 4 was specifically targeted towards coaches, thought leaders, entrepreneurs, and experts who want to write, publish, and launch a nonfiction book to grow their business and make an impact. Because I know about that, I know the person I want to help, and I know that there's money to be made with this particular approach. So that's how you do it. That is the KPP process to finding your book niche.